What's going on? Oh, it's quiet. Too quiet. I can't believe I still have that picture in there. Yeah, low key, like, I'm not gonna be working on this right now, but just really quick, just check out what I'm working on. Like, this is gonna be insane. Look at this, the feather work in here. I'm like, I want to get into some more feathers like that with some of the Dutch Angel Dragon series. But yeah, I'm gonna put like some real horns on this cat deer, and honestly, like the whole mug shot of this right now is just ugly as hell, you know. But I really like these sparkly type of like a kind of corset combined with like a kind of like a spotty dress, and then yeah, I gotta keep working on that. It's like so many things chopped together and painted over and retraced and cut out and sewn back together. I'm like in here like a freaking hack shop, just chopping people's body parts apart and just putting them back together. And that's based on that idea for the Lindsey Sterling, which you know what my my buddy Elder Pinkerton actually said. He was all like, "Hey, like I went on a date with Lindsey Sterling." I gotta delete this picture. Let's wait. How can I delete that? Wait. I'll go back and click browse. Wait, really quick. Yo, I want to ask what's her face? This elk dragon character be like, "Hey, you should help me like I don't know if my money's good enough for you, but if you want to like help me make a suit, that'd be pretty dope." But yeah, what I'm working on is right over here. And literally it's like 99% of the way done. So I'm like just going to talk about it. Talk about what was inspiring me in this moment that I was drawing this. This is the picture. Well, it was that picture that I took on my Twitter that I uploaded not too long ago. Uh I was drawing over there at that A&W by Kennywood cuz I live like literally not even like a mile from Kennywood. Like I could like walk to Kennywood from my house, which I actually have. I've walked to Kennywood from my house. It's like literally like a 5 or 10 minute walk. It's like so close by. So what I'm doing with this picture is I went ahead and I filled in all the coloring, but then I needed to retrace everything. So I was like, you know what? I could just get online and just stream the retracing. Yeah, so I went over there. I had a strawberry milkshake. It was pretty tasty. I like put all of the strawberry milkshake like all over my chin and I took a picture of that. And you know what? Okay, like if you look at what is this titled as? Um Yeah, you see how it says strawberry bushake? Alright, I'm pronouncing that like Japanese, like as in like bukake, where it's spelled like Bukk Ake. So like I thought, it's so close to where like if you had like a milkshake and then shake ending in like Ake and then bukake ending in you know like it's only a few letters difference. But I was like, I wonder why, like in Japanese, if you were to like translate a word to English, why, it could end in something like that, but it would be spelled in a way to where like, why isn't it bukkake cake, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like it should be like, because it looks like, because you know how like the end of the word shake or the end of the word, like cake, or like the end of the word bake, like how like it kind of ends in that A-K-E, and so I was like, man, that is like the weirdest spelling. And so I was thinking, and it hadn't occurred to me like when I was there at the restaurant that the way that the strawberry milkshake would look like if I put it like on my face, so that it kind of looked like I was like drowning on strawberries, which I was like, man, that would be like the most awesome like watery death, but instead of like water, it'd be like milky, like a strawberry milkshake death, But then I started thinking about the way that it actually like physically like looked, and I was like, okay, so and I'll say this in stream, I'm not gonna actually like have this picture saved with that title, or I might leave it saved, but I won't put it in the comments, this thing about, but I mean, if you don't know, okay, about like yoga positions or um bukkake is like when like say there's like one girl and there's like a whole grip of dudes, right? And and she's just like getting freaky with all of them, right? And so like what she does, right? She like takes her fursuit, right? And she thought like, hey, like everybody can just like put their face where my face was, and just like have all of the grossness of like the stuff that people put in their face, like breathed into my head, where I can like share those germs together with those people by like sharing our fursuit heads like this. And I was like, ew. I was like, that's like almost as gross as like, like say you like had like some strawberry milkshake in your mouth, and you like spit all the strawberry milkshake out, and then somebody else came along and they drank it. Like it might as well have been like, like if you found that strawberry milkshake in the trash and you were like, oh, like I'm a like you know, share this with these people and, have all this, grossness that is like, like say you were standing, in line at a place, where like say it was like a strip club, and they just like had like a brand new actress or whatever come down the dance floor, right? And you're like the last dude in line, like after everybody else is like already like put that fursuit head like with their grossness of all the food that they eat, and being breathed into the air that you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that I even share like this con space, or that we even like breathe the same air, you know but I'll just go ahead and be like complete furry trash, and instead of like actually like drinking this milkshake right now, I'll just like chill out and just be furry trash, you know? Yeah, I mean, strawberry milkshakes. But okay, so basically like what bukkake is like basically like these guys take like all their fruit and they just mash it up into like a pulp. Like, they like take like a shake, and they shake it. They shake all the fruit inside of the cup until it all turns into like this pulpy, you know, strawberry milkshake stuff, and then and then she drinks it. Yeah. And so like say like, you know, like there's like 20 guys, right? And you're just like all the way at the end just being like, wow, I'm gonna be the last guy to like be like, hey man, like, so like what were you like doing with that girl like last night? And and everybody knows. Like they all know. Like, and so it's like, you know, I mean, I don't know anything, but I'm just saying that, the level of disgustingness of how disgusting things could be is, that smell that comes out of these fursuits of the animatronics, it's like, wow. Wow, you just never know, like, what you could be getting into because, like, the whole fandom is just so, like, mysterious about everything, but then it's like this totally, like, hyper crazed, secret party that, that it's like, wow, I wonder what it is that, that they're not telling you about. But then there's just like all of those pictures and you're like, I feel like there's a little bit more of something going on that, that people just aren't telling me. And it's like this gigantic inside joke, and I feel like secretly, like I know, but I don't know. And so that's like, it's like, wow. It's like, wow. Wow. It's like super wow. Hey, what's going on? I'm streaming. I'm streaming online. I'm doing an art stream. Check it out. I'm finishing up the outline to this. The camera's not on, but my microphone is.
I'll be back to get stuff here, so just to let you know.
Yep, that's cool. Yeah, I probably sound ridiculous just talking to myself downstairs. I would be playing music, and I'll tell you what the plan is for my channel, okay? Is it, like this phase of just talking to my audience is just kind of so that you guys can get a feel for, like, what I sound like or what I have in mind or, like my ideas. Which, like having all the strawberries just melting all over your face is like, wow. I mean, you guys must know what kind of ideas must be going through my head. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. I mean, it was what I was talking about until it was like, there's like also other people that might be listening. So I'm like, I gotta be mindful of just kind of being respectful of, you know. But here's what I want to do with my channel. Is that later I'll get some studio equipment, some music, and like these cartoons that people, are like following and retweeting and I'll start making like animated type of like music videos, and like I start adding music to my art, And then people that are like, oh my god, like this art also has music to it. And they're like, wow, like the music's like kind of cool too. And then they'll like start being tuned into the music. And then I'll just be like, oh yeah, like we're having like this awesome album release. And I could just put like some of the artwork on an album. And then people will be like, oh my goodness, like I love this guy's art. I think I want to like get his CD too because his like music is like really cool too with the art that he makes. And you know, I want to turn it into a thing where where it's almost like a mini television show series where like say I just take one day out of the week, you know, and I just dedicate it to just kind of making an episode where, you know, each week I just kind of bring a new person onto my television show, you know? Like, and I swear, just like this last AnswerCon, they just said that, you know, they had like over what, like 8,000 attendees, you know? And so, like, there's what, like 52 weeks in a year. So, you know, I'm not going to run out of people to like put on the television show, you know, just say that each week that, you know, I just took, you know, each furry, you know, and, you know, I just kind of did something to just kind of make them feel special. You know, I just included them like in an episode of something that I was making and, you know, and I put like a little bit of music to it and they were like, you know, oh wow, like, you know, I really appreciate like what you're doing here and, you know, including me like in like what you're doing. You know, and I want to make it as inclusive as like, you know, all this like, oh, we want you to join our furry fandom and like, you know, it's like this open place where, you know, people just kind of, you know, openly accept everyone of you know, from everywhere and you know, it's like, you know, the product, you know, it's not just about people coming together and just kind of dressing up and having, you know, like some hotel party, you know. Like it's also like, you know, a product I feel like is defined not just by, you know, each person's personal contribution, you know, but also I feel like, you know, you could almost say that a furry fandom could be like this trademark thing to where, you know, people can rely to, you know, expect a certain type of, you know, response when they're, you know, coming into a fandom like this. And I feel like there's a lot of it that's like hit and miss. And I feel like it has so much to do with the people that, you know, come into this fandom, you know? But I want to do something real special with it, you know? And I feel like if I took that opportunity to just kind of, you know, put people on my television show that, you know, maybe they might just, you know, be interested in just kind of, you know, staying tuned, you know, and just kind of just watching the next episode to, you know, see if, you know, like what else was going on with who else might be like in it there, you know, and not just like a solid like a YouTube thing, you know, like I want to start getting on some of uh these other media sources. Like I just tried to use Twitch the other day and I think Twitch is like some kind of scheme to like, you know, just kind of charge people to just interact with each other and that's like not what I'm trying to do here, you know. And I feel like so much of the furry fandom is just like people that, you know, needed to like make a piece of cardboard to justify the reason why, you know, people were exchanging money with each other, but it's really just like this thing like people just trying to distribute like money to their families so that they can like take care of themselves, you know. And so it's like I think like depending upon like how like, you know, closely related or how dedicated you may be to this fandom, it's like kind of like this thing where, you know, you're kind of turning yourself into a product, and so like at the same time, like I feel like there's so much of like when you're trying to market yourself that also like, and especially like in like music industry or anything artistic, there's always going to be people that are going to want to like do things that are stupid, like selling their body or you know and like all of the other things that are not as exciting about how beautiful the potential of this fandom has to be to you know kind of gets downtrodden by the idea that like these guys get like these guys over here get like a whole bunch of money for a piece of cardboard, and then those guys over there are like busting their ass to make nothing, and nobody's like engaging them. And it's like then why, what motivation would I have to just stay here? But I do, I do. You know why? It's because I believe in it. And I want people to like believe in me the way that, I believe in them. So I just gotta stay consistent with it. And I don't really want to turn it into a thing where it's like, oh, oh, I'm doing it for money, or like I could like make my own money doing like perfectly normal things, And I want to I just want to rock their world, I want to make it so that it's like the rest of these people that are just like on this little like circus wheel, you know, of like going to these places and doing these things because, just because they can, or just because, that was, you know, like the card of the hand of cards that they, got dealt in life. And so, they are where they are because that is like just what happened to be happening, I want to like make something special so that there's like more for, people to expect, when they come to these kinds of events, you know? Like honestly, like I feel like probably where a furry fandom may have started at, where it was like this gimmick where it's like a few friends just kind of, you know, going to like a kickback at like somebody's house or like some big hangout place to where it's like they have to like get these huge convention spaces to do these things to where it gets like so overly commercialized that it's like impossible to know properly like how to socialize where like that feeling you know like say as a musician, I used to do this gimmick where, like I'd stay by kind of like a coffee shop or the bar or something, and it's not like overpopulated. It's not like, like there's like 5 million people living in the city of Pittsburgh. And so, like if all of the people in the city of Pittsburgh decided that they wanted to go loiter around at some coffee shop or some bar or something, like, and I mean, literally, there's probably over 30 bars in the city. It's insane. I don't even have any idea how many coffee shops they might have, but it's like, that idea of like, oh yeah, like I'll go out to some local place and I'll be able to like run into the same people that like locally just kind of live there, that it would be like convenient to just kind of be able to like meet up with people in those places. It's like it turns into a thing where it's like so overly commercialized because of how many people like were like there, you know? But I don't think it doesn't have to be like that,
That's my tail.
So like if I just do my part,
That's my tail, right?
so that people know that like I'm like
What are you talking to?
I'm streaming.
Oh,
Streaming.
that's my tail, right?
Well, I don't know.
You know, look up my hours. Maybe 1 day a week.
I'm gonna go upstairs.
For no reason. Because I want to move the bone. Because I couldn't keep that. Got me 1 day.
Oh, yep. I'm upstairs now. You know what I really want is I want to turn up the brightness on my screen. Hold up. Oh nope, it's about as bright as it can get.
I'm sorry, man.
Ah yeah, don't worry about it.
They cut my fucking hours for no reason. Got me 1 day a week. Great.
So like there's like this thing called like a Neko Mimi cafe or something like that. People like they like take all their anime stuff and they go to like a place where it's like a cafe that's explicitly like for that purpose. I feel like I want to host like a type of business where you could just like any time of the year, that you went in there would just always be people that were like dressed up in, those types of outfits so that, people knew that that business was like dedicated for that purpose. And I feel like it's appropriate for Pittsburgh to have like a business that was like that just because like it's already home to the world's largest anthrocon convention, like the largest furry convention, and so it's like it might as well be home to like a Neko Mimi cafe.
I love you, but you're
I'm in the
I
way.
want to be able to hear you in my room, and I need privacy in my room. I'm trying to search.
Here,
I'm gonna be like in my room.